What's up, guys? Um, so I was supposed to get a haircut today because, as you guys can tell, my hair is very, very long. Well, not very, very. It's just kind of long, and I'm not used to having my hair this long. I don't think I've ever had it this long. So I went to the Supercuts website and I registered for a specific time, which was like 1 or like 12:30 or something like that. And then I went to a specific location somewhere in Torrance, which is, and I went there, and it turns out that my time, whatever I registered for wasn't there. It wasn't there. And so I was like, okay, maybe I registered for the other one in Torrance because I was like, oh, this is Carson Street. So I'm like, okay, all right. Maybe I just, I messed up. At that point, I was already like, man, I'm kind of frustrated because I'm pretty sure I put Torrance, but then I guess this is technically Carson Street. And so I went to Torrance, and I could have sworn there was a location there. And I could not find the location. Like, literally, like the Mandela effect. Like, I could not find the location. By the way, you guys like my new shades? I like it. Some people might not like it on me. I don't know. People have said that these kinds of shades don't fit me, but I kind of like it, so I just wear it. But it's kind of like a mood thing. But go back to my story. Literally, how did this pertain to manifestation? Because you guys click on this because it's a manifestation video. And I just want this to be a testament. Like, literally, there was a Supercuts. I know for a fact that there was a Supercuts there. I have seen it several times. And I've lived in Torrance for, like, how long? Like, since I was, like, 13, bro. And every time we passed by here, there was a Supercuts. Okay? So say what you want about God or the universe or the divine or manifestation or whatever. But let me tell you this. There are a lot of people out there saying that, imagination is the only reality. There's also some people who say that destiny is linear or, something. But something I realized is that people who say one or the other as an absolute is incredibly mistaken. It's the universe is a very complex mechanism. Not even a mechanism, it's an organism. It's like a living, breathing thing, and it's not like a puppy who, you're training a puppy, and then by the end of it, you're like, the puppy's, obedient. And I know not all dogs are obedient, but people have that notion of like, oh yeah, hey, manifestation, like everything that you think is, it's gonna happen the way that you want it to happen. I'm not saying that you can't manifest what you want. I've manifested specific things. Like yesterday, I met like a celebrity that I have been such a big fan of, like a huge fan of. And it goes to show that, you can manifest things. And yeah, you can manifest it like probably to happen a certain way. But if the universe is literally telling you not to do something, it's going to be clear. But the hard part about that is you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be incredibly frustrated. And that sucks. It sucks, yes. But then once you clear your head, you're like, hey, hold up. It kind of makes sense that I didn't get to do that. That I didn't get to, like, for me, get my haircut. It's like, it's insane because I wanted so bad to get a haircut today. But there's just something about, like, that energy. Because I also, I also bought, like, clothes today. Like, some new clothes. Because, I just moved in. And, like I want fresh new kind of, like, outfits and stuff. And that happened no problem. Like, no problem. Like, nothing, no resistance, no nothing. But with the hair, it's like, I woke up this morning, I was like, wait, my hair doesn't look too bad, but I feel like I really energetically need to kind of get rid of a lot of the hair because it feels like heavy on me. I know that sounds weird, but like having like hair, like a lot of hair is it's kind of like annoying because it like goes all over your face, and now I always have to wear this hat, or I put my shades on top of my hair just so I can like, you know, just so I can, excuse me, like keep it in place. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me. So the lesson is, this is where intuition comes in. Intuition is so important. And I gotta tell you, there's a time when you're like, hey, I want this to happen a certain way, and I feel like this is gonna happen a certain way, so I'm gonna go with the flow and manifest it like this. But there's also gonna be a time where you're gonna be like, I have no idea what I want, or I don't know what to do, and it's, you know, I've tried everything from A to Z, and for some reason it's not working. But last time it worked this way, so I'm gonna try it again, and hopefully it happens. But it's not. I mean, it could, but it's not happening now. And no matter what you do, it's probably not gonna happen now. And I know it's uncomfortable, and I know it's annoying because you put everything in, it feels right, and sometimes, even with manifestation, even if it feels right, it might not be right. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You just gotta trust your gut. The universe is a living, breathing organism. There's so many people, so many moving parts, and there's a time to let go, and there's a time to work hard. You can't just do one or the other. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. You can't always be positive. It's gonna mess you up. You can't always be positive. That's just how it works. You can't always be negative either. You can't always trust what you see, and you can't always distrust what you see. Because sometimes what you see right in front of you is exactly where you're supposed to be. And sometimes what you see in front of you feels good, like really good, but then it isn't for you. Just how it is. It's a living, breathing organism. And you command it just as much as you command life and death. No matter what you do, people are going to die. No matter what you do, you're going to die. And even if you know, people who, not to get dark, like some people want this all to be over. And yet they go on to live. It's been 30 years. They're still alive. Right? I had a great-great-grandma. My dad told me the story of my great-great-grandma. Smoked a pack of cigarettes every single day. I don't know if it was a pack of cigarettes, something to that effect. But she smoked every single day, and she lived to be nearly 100 years old, like 98 or 99 or something like that. And there was this Filipina actress, like, I mean, I'm not related to her, who went to exercise every single day. It was in news. I don't remember what her name was. Like, you know, obviously rest in peace, and, you know, like, you know, condolences to the family. But she went to exercise every single day, and she ended up one day while jogging, passing out, boom, dead. My dad, granted, he didn't have the best eating habits. Like, he could not control. For me, thankfully, I don't have any addictions at all. Like, I'm not addicted to anything. I don't know why. You know, obviously I'm more than 21. I'm not young. I know people think that I'm in high school or whatever. I mean, I don't. It's like, you know, it's kind of that thing where, you know, some people get the taste of alcohol. Ow. I just bit my lip. Some people who have the taste of alcohol just can't stop. They have it every single night. You know? They can't stop. Granted, there are people who choose to do that every night, but then they can stop and not have it. For me, I haven't had it in a while. I don't need it. I'm not saying I'm too cool for it. I still, you know, obviously, like, you know, people, you know, it's a social thing. You know, I'm not saying, peer pressure, give into peer pressure. It's a choice. Like, yeah, I'm having a good time with good company, and it occasionally happens, but I haven't had it in a while, So it just so happens that, my dad didn't have the best eating habits, and, but he exercised every single day. He was obsessed with jiu-jitsu. He jogged every single day. And guess what? One day he jogged, he had a heart attack. And then he crashed while jogging. And I don't want to get into the details. Like he wasn't disfigured or anything. Like he still looked fine. But, there was like internal bleeding in his head, and yeah, it's a traumatizing thing. Not to kind of like, I should probably put a disclaimer, but I'm at peace with, what happened. But like the whole notion is, what I'm trying to say is, you don't know your time, right? You don't know your time. You don't 100% know what's going to happen. Like, you can manifest, right? It makes you feel good. But that's all it really is. That's all it should be. Feeling good in the moment. That's what manifesting is. It's not trying to get anything to happen. It's feeling good so you can think clearly and trust that the universe is going to bring you what you want and what you need. And if what you want isn't what you need, then the universe is like, okay, here's something better. Or God, or, the divine is going to give you something better. I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me. For me, it's so rare that I manifest something exactly the way that I manifested it. It's so incredibly rare. It's like I think part of, like, because we're all on a journey, and I'm still going on that journey, man. Like, I sometimes get frustrated and start to wonder, is manifesting even real? Because I have not manifested things exactly the way that I manifest. And let's put it this way. Yesterday I met Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., And it was so freaking... I'm going to cuss in this. It was so fucking cool. She was like the coolest celebrity ever. Like I've never met a celebrity as cool as her. She was like... She literally like got my phone and started like vlogging. You know what I mean? Like she was like, hey, coolest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans ever, And then I was like talking to her about like... Oh yeah, hey, like I wanted to, just say that I'm a big fan, and like I'm really disappointed you weren't in Secret Invasion stuff. And prior to that meeting encounter, it's almost like the universe was like, hey, let me change your perception a bit, because I was ready to give up, man. I was like, man, you know what? Because I'm an actor. I've started my own stuff. Fragile Visions has come out. I'm working on, and Fragile Visions is going to be a massive hit. That's just how it is. I'm confident with what we put together that this is just gonna, it's gonna be amazing. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but I know that I'm still here and I'm still working on it, and I still have people on board. So I'm gonna move forward until the universe is like, hey, maybe this isn't for you. But it's been years, and we got to this point, and the universe is like not telling me to stop anytime soon. So I'm not going to stop. But basically, I've met so many celebrities and so many people in the industry. And granted, yesterday was just amazing. Like, I was on set. I was on two sets, bro. I was on 2 sets yesterday. 2 sets. And prior to that, every time I've been on set, I've just... Well, not completely every time. But every time that I've been on set, it's always been kind of like, oh my gosh, like, all of these, like, very dark energy people, and I'm like narcissistic, like, energy. Like, I'm not saying they're narcissists, but it's like narcissistic energy. Like, you can tell that the people are just like, there's like something off, But yesterday was just like, I had these conversations with these incredibly cool people. And, when I was on set for the first time in like months, mind you, this is months. Literally, I was talking to this guy, and he just like stood up and was like, well, hold up. like we were in Hollywood. We were in I don't remember what part. It was like near the Formosa Cafe. And literally, he just stood up. He was like, hey guys, I'll be right back. And I knew this guy, I saw his YouTube channel yesterday, and he had like 109 subscribers. He's a super cool guy, super insightful. Literally, like, we had this amazing conversation yesterday about like the state of the world and stuff. And I haven't had a conversation like that in such a long time, since my dad passed away. Like I just haven't had that conversation like that in a long time. It was so refreshing. And he stood up and he was like, hey guys, I'll be right back. I was like, and he was like, hey Chloe. I was like, okay, Chloe, like that's a common name. like and then I was like, oh, it's probably his friend. And then I looked closer. I was like, what is that Chloe Bennett? And then I was like, immediately I stood up, bro. And I have this thing around celebrities. Like, I'm still working on that because all the times I've met a celebrity, I met Peter Sudarso, who was the Blue Ranger, like a couple years back. And every time I meet a celebrity, I'm always like uncontrollably nervous, like to the point where I'm like shaking. And like it was the same thing, but I was slightly a bit more chill yesterday because obviously there's character growth and development stuff. But he was like, hey Chloe, he was like super cool. And I was like, hey, I told Chloe, I was like, hey, I'm such a big fan. You want to be like in my vlog and stuff? And she was like, yeah, sure. Like, what vlog it is? And I was like, dude, like obviously I'm not like a big vlogger. I mean, I have 1.4 thousand subscribers on YouTube, but it's like my view count isn't like that big. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like, I don't feel like I'm at that level yet where I have like a following. But it's like I kind of just vlogged her and she was like super cool. And I told her, I was like, hey, I'm writing like the script. It's like a weird nerd moment. And I was like, I hope I wasn't like weirding her out or whatever. But she was like super chill. She was super cool. And, she had this conversation. And normally like celebrities are like, oh, I'm in a rush to, get somewhere. Like I have to go. You know what I mean? Like you can tell from the moment that, that we had that conversation, like she was there to talk. Like she wanted to talk. Like she genuinely wanted to get to know like fans of the show and people who knew her. And it was just, like the whole point of that encounter, I feel like, was just to show that, hey, like, Hollywood's not all that bad. Like celebrities, can be nice. Yeah, so like I said, I was ready to give up on really kind of like LA. Like I was ready to give up on LA, and I was like, maybe there's something here. There's something here still. And then right afterwards, I had this like another opportunity to be on set, but that was like me being behind the camera. So I was like doing PA work, and I met the director, who's really cool. And oh god, the stuff we shot yesterday was like super like emotional and fascinating. It's like a sci-fi thing. It's called the Eros project. So Eros is like god of love in like Greek mythology or something like that. And I met like the actors who were in it, and one of them was like mainly does the vertical. So this is this is a short film. This is supposed to be a short film, but it ended up being like kind of like it's like the director's telling me, it's like it might be longer. And yeah, like me and that director like ended up kind of like talking about our mutual interest in Marvel, and now he's helping me out with like another projects of mine. So on top of Fragile Visions, I'm working on something else that if you guys are following me on Instagram, you might know what it is. But I don't really have too much to reveal about that yet. But everything, like I have Iron Fist right now. I'm playing Lin Lai. And it's cool. Like Lin Lai met Quake yesterday. You know what I mean? Not to be like cocky or anything. Like, hey, I'm this big shot now. It's like kind of like almost like a passing of the torch. That's what it felt like. Like, you know what I mean? Like from the universe wise. I'm not saying that that's what it was. It was, to me, it was just a fan meeting a celebrity. That's what it was. But like spiritually, it's like, oh, like it's not over yet. And yeah, Iron Fist, like I'm super excited for that. And yesterday, Mr. Beast like posted a video. I mean, like uploaded a video that was filmed 10 years ago, and I guess this is my version of that. So I'm but I'm not gonna wait years because I've already waited 5 years, 5 intense years, grueling years of just not hardships. It wasn't hardships. I never had any hardships these past 5 years, thankfully. But it was a lot of risk, a lot of terror, a lot of horror, a lot of demons inside and outside that were trying to take a hold of my life. But, thankfully, I was able to walk out of it, I'm still working through it. Still some intense things happening, but I can't help but feel that, that it's the progress is still there, and as an actor, I'm still working on my craft. I'm learning to be more humble because, I can get a little cocky. I feel like I can be self-aware in that aspect. I'm cocky and I tend to block people out. I close myself off. And I chalk it down to trauma. You know, Granted, I don't think we should ever use trauma to justify things that we do, but I think that it's also fair to give yourself credit for surviving all the things that you've been through. You know, and talking about narcissists, like I grew up in a family who have very intense narcissistic qualities. My mom especially, was she a good mom? Yeah. She was a good mom at some point, and I loved her. But now, it's like that love is it's gone because I a lot has happened. And a lot of the traits that I learned from them, and I still have narcissistic people in my life, And the scary part is there's nothing I can do to drive them out. I can't. Not right now, But like it's taught me to like traits. Like I feel like I have narcissistic traits. Which make me feel like I'm a bad guy, but at the same time it's like I feel like I know when a person is being genuine, and I know who to be kind to. I know who to be kind to. So I'm not saying that I don't know what I'm doing. But action and inaction, you gotta know. Thanks for watching.